Peace, peace, peace. Soul Tribe. Yours truly, Ivory. Live in the moment. Soul Journeys Network. Let's see if they're going to let me roll this time. Right? Give me 1 second here. This is one way I can tell what they're going to allow me to do. Let's see. They're going to allow me to do this. It's weird when you got when you got to check your devices to see if, hey, but one message at a time, one person listening at a time. Don't have to be a whole lot, right? As we like to say, from lips to ears. Let's see here. From lips to ears. Yeah, YouTube crazy shit. It's not so much that this is a liberal platform, and you have to always consider politics and shit. Poly means many. Ticks mean blood suckers. Right? There's three things: religion, politics, and socialism is what has this here planet low vibrational. This is why planet Earth is considered a karmic planet, because we all reincarnate, if you will, on our soul's journey back to this here damn place to get shit right. And you got to go back, for some, say, about 6,000, I would say probably about 6,125 years. Because that's when basically you had this transformation to whereas out of all the gods in the universe and on this planet, I said gods with an S, there was this one particular God that says, according to them, I'm the baddest God of them all. And you got to denounce all the other gods. And we're going to give you something else. We're going to give you a version of the truth. Then you get another religion. They come about maybe about 4,000 years later. They said they God is the main God. Then you come on up about another 400, 500, 600 years. You get another religion called Islam. Right? And they say they God is the baddest dude in the sky. Everybody's God is bad, but the planet fucked up. Everybody's God is all loving, but the planet is fucked up. You ever wondered that? Why is all of these gods, they ain't doing shit? The three religions, Judaism, Christianity, Islam, take just those three. And amongst these three religions, they are responsible for more deaths and their gods in the name of their gods. So you take a person who realized, wait a minute. So if this is what these gods is telling these people to say and to do, I can't fuck with them gods no more. Why? Because at some point in time on your soul's journey, at whatever lifetime. I don't know your life path number. But whatever it is, however many times you've been here, let me tell you something. One of these times, either you're going to get it right or you're going to be in the arms of the abyss. You got me? So you're going to keep coming back and coming back and coming back, because this is the karmic planet ruled by Saturn, Earth. Nobody ever went, especially, I haven't seen, I know I have, not to prove a point, but when readers say things like, this could be for your sun, your moon, your rising, or your Venus, that is not all the planets. But you never hear them say, what's your Earth? Now you say Earth sign. Yeah, it's one of the 12. What's your quality? Spiritual qualities. What's your element? It's based on seasons. And once you figure that out, you realize you're not a religious being, but a spiritual being. Even in one of the books, they God said, I'm God. I'm a spirit. It didn't say I'm a man. It didn't say I'm a woman. It didn't say, it just said I'm spirit. I'm God. I'm spirit. And if you want to worship me, you worship me in what? In spirit. That's meditation. That's not pleading and begging and praying. When you pray, you open yourself up to dark portals you don't know about to prey on your ass. What's up, Firefly? Yeah, they cut me off, and they cut me off now. I don't know. Real 1313, what it do? Grace. What's up, Grace? Look at my brother. All is well over here, homie. Guided by spirituality. The transformation has begun. Spiritual. Let's say it like this here. Universally, spiritually, mentally, and physically. All of these transformations has begun. So you got a 20-year transit. You're on a 20-year transit. I've been telling people for years, listen, by the time you get 2043, 2044, there will not be an America. If you still here, I promise. It will be something else. They will be America. Now, you ain't got to believe me, because I'm not in the belief systems. Those who know just know. Case in point, transformation. From a political and physical standpoint, you got one man. He's not about to. You got one man that's getting ready to politically, physically, emotionally, mentally, is getting ready to transform this whole damn country. And I know a lot of people can't handle that shit because, again, This is eighth house energy. This is classic Pluto. I've been sharing since doing tarot, if you will, Soul's Journey's message for the past 2 years on this channel. I've been telling y'all that. Now, from a tarot perspective, that transformational energy from that death card, in this case, now it's forced transformation, forced awakening, meaning you ain't gonna have no other choice because you're getting ready to experience some shit spiritually, universally, mentally, and physically. That's gonna transform your whole journey, not just your life. That could probably end by 2043, 2044. 1/3 of this population on this planet will not be here. Minimum 1/3. Over 2 billion people gone. No rapture. No rapture. I promise. The transformation, folks, has begun. I don't even want to even talk about too much about the guy that's in the White House too much. Because when you've already been talking about this dude since 2000 and the beginning of 2016, it's just funny watching this shit. Now you got people boo-hooing and Donald Trump, he taking away Social Security. He taking away EBT. He taking away section. He taking, and he just getting started taking. That's forced. One way or another. People gonna wake up to some reality. People gonna wake up to some shit. People gonna wake up to some Pluto energy. People gonna wake up to some changes, major changes. He's the Pied Piper. Let me ask y'all a question. Give me a second here. It's cold outside. I know it's cold where y'all at. But give me a second. Let me turn this heater off. She bumping. She bumping. Major changes, folks. Let me ask y'all a question. Let's say this is me. I'm Ivory. And I tried to kill you 3 times. Me and some other people. One of the times, I damn near got your ass. I got your ear. Like the Roman centurion soldier who Peter cut his ear off in the Bible. But I shot at you. I'm trying to kill you. I'm an assassin. And one of those times, I got your ear. Damn near got you. Just that far away. We was this far away from a modern day civil war. Now, if there be's a God in the sky, if there be gods in the sky, because there's so many damn religions, that there's a religion they formed and created that's called Confucius. Anyway, but if there's a God in the sky, right, or there's a higher power, higher source, whatever you want to call it, that far. So that God, if that man is truly, truly, I'm going to give you two scenarios, folks. If there be a God in the sky, one of them, whichever one, I don't know, a higher source, and they allow a modern day Hitler, a fascist, a racist, whatever y'all call this person, but some God somewhere, or fate, Fate, allowed and say, you know what, powers that be, we don't want the Civil War right now. We don't want the global Civil War. We don't want the global revolutions right now. We don't want the global chaos in terms of all hell done broke loose. What we gonna do? Listen to me, folks. Transformation. Whatever the powers that be, we're gonna let a 34 count convicted felon, somebody called him a rapist, somebody called him everything. Let's name them. Throw your name in the hat for the dude. So what does that say about the gods? And what does that say about us people? So the majority of the people, listen, from a conscious, whatever their conscious awareness is, whatever level you on, whatever your spiritual IQ, or whatever your analytical mind, conceptual thoughts can come up with, the majority of those people in this country voted for this dude. Overwhelming. So what does that say if we're voting, if you will, playing the system, playing politics? So what does that say about us? You can't blame him for shit, because like I said, if I am an assassin and I tried to kill your ass 3 times and I damn near got your ass, shot off a piece of your ear, and we are this close to a civil war, would you pay me back? If you see me again, would you pay me back? Would you want revenge? Or would you say, no, that's all right, God gonna take care of that? Some God in the sky gonna get your. How would you handle that? You know that Ivory is an assassin and tried to kill you 3 times. And he came damn near close one time. That was the shot not only heard around the planet, but one shot, one ear, has changed. It changed the course of an election. It changed the course of this country. It changed the course of the world. One shot. And he lived. So if I'm the assassin and I did this to you and you live, but you get in a place of authority one day, because what? The powers that be says, no, we don't want no civil war. We're going to let this nick you. That was a fated shot. That was a destined shot. I promise you. That missed. So now you done got some authority. You done got some power. And your authority and your power can affect me personally without firing a bullet. Your authority and your power can cause a crisis, hardship. You can do things that the nicking of that bullet, what y'all see playing out, is karma. It's karma. What would you do? You in the power now. You the fucking president, or you the head, the chief of the police department, whatever the fuck you are. And you remember me, the assassin. You know who all was involved trying to kill you, especially me. Would you pay me back? Would you want revenge? Or would you just say, I'm gonna let the gods handle that? This man, positive or negative, love or hate, is in the position of authority to cause major transformation by fated acts of higher powers to transform the whole fucking planet. A 34 count convict. That's what you say. So we elected a convict. We elected a modern day Hitler. This is what the word on the street is. But the same person that we call Hitler is the same person we tried to kill. Why I say we? Me and this. I'm playing the role of the assassin. Me and others. It reminds me of a, listen, y'all. Listen. This classically reminds me of this story when I was once a pastor, if you will. But it reminds me of his story that Joseph, right, down in Egypt. Listen, follow me. And when he got there, he was picked up by the Egyptian or Comedians. These were black people, melanated people. It's in the book. But his brothers had left him there for dead. So the wild beasts eat his ass up. Or a snake or a scorpion, I don't know. And this Egyptian caravan picked him up and took him back to Egypt. He ended up for a minute in prison. Then, quote unquote, according to the story, listen to me good, folks. According to that story, the Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, he had some dreams. And in these dreams, he couldn't get none of his magicians, high priests or high priestesses, to interpret this dream, according to the book, y'all, the story. But there was one person that remembered Joseph because he had shared his dream, interpreted his dream. And he said, look, Pharaoh, paraphrasing, but I'm telling you the truth, according to that book. Hey, Pharaoh, there's this dude in prison that I think that he can interpret your dream. And he did. Now, let's fast forward. Boom. We were looking at 7 years of famine. In that dream, he saw 7 years of famine, 7 years of plenteous. So the 7 years of plenteous came first. And he told Pharaoh, look, you need to store up all the shit that you can get for 7 years. Harvest. Because the famine is coming. And for 7 years, it's going to be fucked up. That's where we're at right now. The last 7 years, from pandemic to now, pre-pandemic to now, has been 7 years. Listen to me good. You may not see this and you may not believe this. This was your 7 years of plenteous before the transformation. Now, you got 2 years left of the 5 since the lockdown. Listen to me, people. I've been teaching this here for over 20 years. This one very subject, me seeing the future. And just calling this shit out. You got 2 years. You, me, in the physical. You got 2 years before forced transformation. These next 2 years are going to be the last 2 years of plenteous. Go get your shit. And get, if you plan on physically being here until 2043, 2044, these next 2 years will determine whether you be here or not. In other words, folks, go get your shit straight. Store up, stock up, whatever the fuck you want to do. I'm not going to bite tongues. I'm not going to debate. I don't even debate religion no more. I ain't never lost. I'm not bragging. 2 years, from 2020 to 2027. After the midterm, it's going to be it's going to be good between now, because you got to realize politics, religion, and socialism, groups, cliques, sects, societies, Masons, Skull and Bones, you name them, church institutions, all these group dynamics, that's 11th house energy. This shit's finna come crashing down. But for the next 2 years, go get your shit straight. That's the 11th house energy of the star upright, Uranus. But it's also connected to the star reverse. And when you got Pluto sitting there in that constellation for the next 20 years, it's going to be hell on the tail the captain. This is transformative. This is evolution, spiritual evolution. This is political evolution, political transformation, religious evolution. You are not, those that are here 2043, 2044, you will not be going to Sunday school on Sunday. Whether they come up with another God y'all call an Antichrist, or whether some more shit happen, I ain't into that no more. I can tell you this much, you're not going to believe what you believe today. Your gods are going to change. Your God concept, the way you think about God is going to change, because you're going to realize in the 7 years of famine on this earth, modern day, that the God in you, survival, root chakra, it's going to be all you got. Third eye, all you got. Crown chakra, all you got. Solar plexus, sacral, root, heart, that's all you're going to have. Kundalini, that's all you're going to have. You're going to have the original you to help you through what the fuck's getting ready to happen. Crisis after crisis after crisis after crisis. There are some of us out here who are messengers. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can pull up from my little archive notes here, some notes, without having to go and find one of these damn 200 tablets. Hold on. Let me see here, because I think it's something that I shared recently. Hold on. Yeah, okay. You're a spiritual being. And if you want to worship the God in these books, one God says, I'm God, I'm a spirit. You got to worship me in spirit, then truth or religion. You can't come in with your truth. Say, this is the truth. This is the religion. This is the truth. Now you can worship God. No. That's not what that God said. That God said what? Worship me in spirit first. That's meditation. That ain't praying, begging, Lord, please help me with my rent. Lord, bless me with a job. You better get your ass up and go find you something to do. You're going to be down here like this here shit. Boo-hooing, crying. Lord, they're going to evict me, Lord. Lord, send a miracle. Lord, send a blessing. And when you get through, your ass best to get up and go get that goddamn rent money. Listen, we're spiritual beings. These from my notes. We're spiritual beings. Religion versus spirituality. I'll give you a few. There's many. It's just a little list. Religion worships God, or religion worship a God. Spirituality encourages oneness with God. First, you got to know who that God is. It ain't in the sky now. Religion, God is outside of you, external. Spirituality, God is within you. When I say God, me, I interpret that as being a creator for those of us in the 3D or human. Right? All right. So God is outside of you, in the sky somewhere when you're talking about religions. Spirituality, God is within you. Religion separates people who have different beliefs. Spirituality unites people regardless of their belief. Religions teaches people to be afraid of hell. Spirituality teaches people to create heaven on earth. Religion is based on fear and restrictions, laws, commandments, and shit. Spirituality is based on love and freedom. Religions feels like being a single drop in the ocean. Spirituality feels like being the entire ocean in one drop. Religion based on experiences, on other people's experiences. Spirituality is based on your experience. That's called a soul's journey. In my book, it's almost like a Kabbalion now to me. When we say from lips to ears, everything don't have to be written down. When you come into the knowledge of the truth, that will begin your spiritual transformation. You're not no longer going to want to just be waiting on somebody to come back and pick your ass up. Instead, spirituality is going to teach you You're the one who's waiting. And you need to pick yourself up. Because there's coming 7 years. The next 2 years. 9 and 2 is 7 endings. These next 2 years. You know, they told us they got this little agenda and shit, 2030 and shit, to where they say over 1/3 of the people be gone off the planet, and by 2050, Pluto will be in the 12th house. That's it after that. But by 2050, they saying that over half the people, 3/4 of the people rather, is gone off the planet. These fools only want 250 million people on the planet. That's their plan. That's their agenda. The universe said, no, y'all got us fucked up here. Everything that's happening now from a higher dimension, from a spiritual standpoint, has already happened to me and you. And for those of us who know, it's just a deja vu down here. That's it. Once you connect to your soul source, your Ka, and you realize, wait a minute, seems like I've been here before. Why? You having these here spiritual deja vus, meaning that you're crossing paths with people that feel so connected and feel so familiar. And you say things like, damn, it seems like we've been knowing each other for a lifetime. And we just met. That's a soul connection. Your soul and that person's soul has connected in a prior lifetime. Now, if it's a soul contract, y'all got something y'all supposed to do that you agreed to in a prior lifetime that you didn't complete. This is about to be transformed. Some of y'all, these spiritual contracts, these soul contracts, are about to come to an end. And whichever one of you did not complete, let's say I violated the contract. And the universe said, okay, Ivory, your ass had to come back, not this person, that same energy, that same soul source. You're going to have to deal with this shit again until you get this shit right. Because you agreed to do something for the universe. And your ancient elders, spiritual family, lives within me and you. I am a walking, living ancestor from a past life. How long ago? It doesn't matter. There's something your soul has to complete. Most times it takes about 7 human experiences to complete one soul's journey and purpose. These next 2 years are going to be huge, transformative years politically, socially. Listen, next 2 years, politically and socially. After that, the 7 years of plenteous or growth, abundance, harvest. It's good. After that, the 7 years, I was just using that biblical narrative, but I don't need that, just so that you can relate to a story that's up here. But these 7 years of famines that's coming, this is what's going to affect or have a forced transformation, a spiritual awakening. You ain't gonna have no other motherfucking choice. Other than that, you just gonna, what you call die. You gonna transform or transition. You either gonna transform, change, or you're gonna transition. That's forced. In these 7 years of famine or 7 years of crisis, after crisis, after crisis, after crisis, after crisis, after crisis. And the man who got his ear nicked off from a shadow side, from a hidden side, Pluto. The man that's got his ears almost shot off. They have what you call FBI's most wanted list. And he was at the top of that motherfucker. Your sitting president was at the top. I like to say he was on the Kennedy list, the ML King list, the Malcolm X list, the Abe Lincoln list. He was on the hit list. But this time around, in modern day, with all this technology, and the whole world can see things instant, simultaneously, you witness something that you'll never witness in this lifetime no more. Now you put that person in power. There was a time in that story in the book that Joseph ended up being the governor of Egypt, meaning that he was second in command to the Pharaoh as far as power and authority, all because he interpreted a dream. He saw something. And what he saw helped the entire fucking nation, the entire dynasty, empire of Kemet. His brothers had to bring his elderly dad, just like he told them. They were jealous of him. But he told them, look, one day you're going to have to bow down to me. I'm not saying you're going to worship me as a God, but you're going to need me, and that's how you're going to see me. Here he is in Egypt. He the governor. He's second in command. He got authority, and he got family. Listen to me. That tried to take his ass out. Now there's a famine. Motherfuckers need motherfuckers. And they was forced to transform, change. Now they down here in Egypt, and they done came into the presence of the little young, the governor of Egypt. And they couldn't even look him in the face, because back then you weren't allowed to. So they had to come in with their heads bowed, and they came and they bowed at his feet. And he knew who they were. He knew. He knew that was his brothers and his dad, but he remembered the dream. What am I saying here, folks? Trump, from a political standpoint, these damn Democrats, at some point in time, they're going to have to bow. Some of them doing it now. They're going to have to bow to the man. Meaning that they're going to have to yield to his authority. Ain't shit they could do. Because you had his ass for the past 7 years almost in your hand, in your grasp. And you could have killed him. But fate, them gods, if you will, in the sky, higher power, higher source says, no, we're going to use this person right here to be a modern day Physical, not spiritual. I ain't talking, because see, I don't, them, listen, to build, just get the story point, the concept. We're going to use this man, Trump, to be a modern day Joseph. There's two ways Trump can go with this. He can seek revenge on the people that tried to kill him, or he can just look at them, yield to his authority. In other words, bow down. Which one is he going to do? Because if he gets revenge, just think of it now. You're human. Now you got this power and this authority over the same people who tried to kill you. What would you do? Two years. This is the beginning. This is the ending of the 7 years of quote unquote growth. And I know some of y'all say, well, the economy is fucked up. No. This economy now, and back to the pandemic, while all this shit started, this economy you in right now, and for the next 2 years, is going to seem like heaven on earth compared to the 7 years of crisis that's going to cause famines, destructions, wars, all of this shit. It's going to be hard to find good water. It's going to be hard to find food. If you still here now, and you're going to have people that's rich right now, they're going to be normal people just like you out here struggling. Trying to survive like you. Let me tell you something, folks. Meditate. Pray, meditate, whatever you do. If you calling on gods in the sky, you might have to transition. Because that's what the universe is doing. It's cleansing. The age of Aquarius. You right smack in the middle of it. And as long as I'm calling on gods in the sky, they're not recognizing the God in me. I can be like this here calling on gods. And when I get through praying and calling on these gods, my physical ass has to do what? Get up and do something. And I can't give no God in the sky no credit. How can I? Nobody can prove God told them to do any goddamn thing. They can tell you. They can tell you they believe. Can't nobody tell you no God in the sky, behind a desk or in some paradise, told them to do any goddamn thing. They can't prove it. They can't prove it. Because if they telling God, if they telling people there's a God in the sky, told me to tell everybody to do this. People started doing it. Then what ends up happening? It's even more fucked up. So some God in the sky told you to do some fucked up shit. Some God in the sky said, look, I want you to go and kill all of the Aborigines on this land, as many as you can, and take their shit. What God would tell somebody to do that? To come across the Atlantic Ocean, then the Ethiopian Ocean, and come over here and this slaughter, just genocide. Peaceful, spiritual beings in their land. And some God told them to do this shit. As long as you believe that shit, you're going to be forced to awake. Or you're going to have to what? Transition. Why? Because from a tarot perspective, this Pluto energy represents death, ending, transformation, change. No, you don't get no. You don't get. Hold on. You don't you got 2 years to choose. These next 7 years after 2026, 2027, you in the energy now. Spirit is saying, hey, look boy, you need to change that shit. Hold on for a minute. Sometimes people like for you to, I can tell you something, but I'm gonna read it to you because they said if you wanna hide something from people like me, put it in a book, put it in writing. We ain't gonna read shit. So I'm gonna get something that I'm gonna read for you. About who? Pluto. I've read this a couple of times. Hold up. Did I pass it already? Let me check and see here. I read it a couple of times. That's for those of you who just like knowledge. Knowledge simply means information or something you've heard that you never heard before. Something you've seen. Something you taste. Something you've thought. Senses that you never heard before. Hold on. Boom. I got one more. And then I'm going to be through with this. Because it's ain't nothing coming now but crisis, folks. If you waiting on shit to get better, I promise you, you're going to be waiting for 20 years after 2026, 27. Or you're going to be waiting till the next lifetime. No shit. And I know for me to say it and be so, damn. So you just saying it like that, like it don't mean shit. Hold on. This is my astrology deck. Okay. So we're gonna deal with these two planets and one zodiac sign. All right. These two planets and one zodiac sign. First planet, Pluto. Let's start out with Pluto. I've read this before. Pluto represents transformation. So if you can, when you get through with the live, or you can do it now, however you want to do it, just go and click on in any search column, Pluto, and it's going to tell you some things, right? But I'm going to give it to you in short, in a synopsis, so to speak. Pluto represents transformation and rebirth. Rebirth meaning that you done died physically or spiritually, mentally, psychologically, and you're back. If you ain't left physically, you got a whole new mindset. That's a rebirth. If you physically still here. Pluto represents transformation. Shit's changing. And rebirth. Some people, from a religious standpoint, is out here telling people, now's the time to what? Get saved. Why? Rebirth. You need to be born again. Let me talk to y'all for a minute. Pluto represents transformation and rebirth. Whoever that was, thanks for the bucket gift. And will force us to undergo. See that force? And force us to undergo. Look. Now I want you to look at everything that I'm saying. I want you to look at it from a personal standpoint, national standpoint, global standpoint, spiritual standpoint. Now I tried to highlight it. It's matter. Listen, Pluto represents transformation and rebirth, and will force us to undergo change when necessary. From a political standpoint, this is what you see Donald Trump doing. He's changing, transforming shit that forces you from a political standpoint to adapt. Listen, Pluto also represents a challenge or a power struggle. That's Democrats and Republicans from a political standpoint. In your family, Pluto represents a power struggle. In your relationships, which includes friendships as well, power struggle. You're going to always have one person that you might think down with you and cool with you that's really jealous. Listen, Pluto, the one who never gives up on an argument, Pluto is not going to lose. Pluto says, look, no. Your ass need to change, Ivory. You need to do some shit different, dude. No, Pluto, I don't want no Ivory. We ain't finna argue. We ain't finna go back and forth. You do not have no choice. You need to either you need to transform. You need to change. Oh, I got to get you out of here. Listen, this planet forces us to confront our shadow self, the side of us we don't want people to know about, that we hide. That's when you see, like sometimes in that moon card, you see the moon that's lit at night, clear sky, like a full moon. And you see these three creatures down on the ground. You can't hide shit in this energy. Anything for the next 20 years, folks, that people are trying to hide. I don't give a damn if you the Pope down to the homeless man on the street. You ain't made to hide. Everything's exposed. Everything's coming out. Listen, Pluto forces us to confront our shadow self, our tempers, and our passions, and come out stronger. That's why change, transformation, rebirth, transitioning is necessary. One way Pluto can physically get your attention is when somebody close to you transition. And they, what you call dead. There ain't nobody dead. But when they transition to the afterlife. Shocking events. Major endings can cause one to change. Once you engage, you come out stronger, but once you engage with this temperate planet, here's where the struggle comes in, that the power struggle with this Pluto energy. It's when people don't want to change the way that they are. If I know I'm so fucking low vibrational, toxic, liar, stealer, snitch, cheater, you name it, whatever, murderer, rapist, you just name it. I'm just out here fucked up. I'm an alcoholic, I'm a drug addict, I'm all of this shit, right? Watch this here. And I'm fighting to change. That's like going through a dark night of the soul, but most people don't come out on the other side. There's millions of people who are dead, if you will, because they didn't want to change them. Once you engage with this temper, this planet, you will never be the same. Now, this energy is around until 2044, which isn't a bad thing. As long as you learn to roll with the punches and embrace personal evolution. Ain't shit you can do about Trump. Quit talking about it. There's a higher energy source. There's a higher power, if you will. There's fated destiny, destined, wheel of fortune, world, whatever you want to call it, energy. It's the reason why it's there. Not because motherfuckers like Trump. Not because everybody is MAGA and a Trumpster or what. No. Because people realize, some, that this country needed to change course. So you're getting ready to hear a lot of shit because you got the Pied Piper sitting behind the desk at the Oval Office, meaning that he's playing his tune and eventually everybody is going to be listening and following. And then what happens after that? Bloop, over the cliff. That's the Pied Piper. Let me, Ivory, stop teaching and go and get this shit. Listen, it takes Pluto 12 to 31 years to change zodiac signs or constellation or house. In this case, in the 11th house, this transit is from 2020. Well, it first come in 2023, but then it went back and forth in the 10th house. However, listen, in retrograde, it's going to be in this transit in Aquarius, 20 years. And Capricorn, it was from 2008 up until 2024. Yeah, listen, 2023, 2024. Listen, Uranus, that's the 11th house. That's the planet that affects the 11th house. So everything that I just read to you, you can screenshot it. Everything that I just read to you. Now watch this here. This is the affecting energy, whether it's in opposition, opposite, wherever Uranus is. So find out where your Uranus is in your chart. Listen, Uranus is sometimes called the Great Awakener. Right out of the gate. So when you hear me say things about spiritual awakening, forced awakening, force meaning Pluto, awaken, we as humans, you're going to be forced to evolve. Wake the fuck up, change. If not, transition. You out of here. Because that's what the universe is doing, cleansing. Uranus brings drama. That sound familiar right now? In your life, in this country, drama. It is associated with unexpected change. If this, hold on, it's cold down here. It's cold in Texas. Shit. I had the heater off for about 15, 20 minutes. It's cold. 30 minutes. One day I'm gonna deal with the numerical aspects to whereas there's numbers, there's mathematical, there is sacred geometry formulas that's been left here for us to at least start as a guide, and everything else is you. That you can use numbers to tell what's happening. Listen, Uranus, 11th house energy, brings drama. It is associated with unexpected change, innovation. Listen, I'm just giving you some 3D and then astrological. You understand? Something that you can relate to. Innovation. Listen, When you talk about 1964, 1950s, this government has been using the same fucking system, and some of it 95% manual. Now you get somebody fated, destined, like a Elon Musk, if you will. Listen, who comes in and upgrades, innovate the system. Hold on. Discovery. Anything that you can think of. A lot of shit's gonna be coming out. I'm not just talking about in Washington. Your life, my life. You're gonna discover some things about you. Because Pluto gonna help you to deal with your shadow self, to deal with you. Don't point no finger. Pluto don't like pointing. Well, he made me do, she made me do, they made Pluto. I ain't got time to hear that shit. You control your life. Liberation. You're gonna have a lot of breed. Liberation and structural transformation, and can cause a lot of upheaval personally, politically, systematically. Damn, I. Woo! What? Y'all give me something tonight. This morning. Hold on, I need a highlighter. Leave me another highlighter. Come here, highlighter. Where's my highlighter? Y'all hide. Come here. Bring yourself to me. What I just read, folks, I'm reading the energy in writing, in text form. Listen at this here. Late night conversation. Man, none of my shit's working no more. What's going on? That's crazy. Oh, okay then. I see what's going on. I'm trying to highlight something for y'all. Serious. Because you can take this here and relate to your own personal life. I promise you. I promise you. And this is just for one person that might want to have this little info. Hold on. All right, so here we're talking about Uranus. Now I want you to read what I got underlined. This is energy. This is a planet. This is the affecting energy of a planet called Uranus above your head, right? It says Uranus, it is associated with unexpected change. Now look at your life and look at the country. Innovations. Look at your life, look at the country. Discovery. Look at your life, look at the country and the planet. Liberation. Your life, the country, the planet. And structural transformation. Your life, the country, and the planet. That structural transformation, they're going to be major earth events that's going to cause structural change. When you see in Western North Carolina a few months ago, and you see water wiping away whole entire villages and towns and cities, roads, highways, interstates, and now it's a river flowing through there, or it's just deep, empty. One day you wake up and whatever tsunami, tidal wave can come on your coastal shore, somewhere on the planet, anywhere the next 20 years, folks, I'm telling you. And then let's say Florida, and now you got, let's say Florida. I'm talking about structural change. I'm trying to do a little teaching, not a lot, but I've been gone and busy. But I want to show y'all something. I might be able to do this here. I can't draw y'all. I promise you I can't. Let's just take Florida. I think I can make something look like Florida shit. All right. So that's my little version of Florida. That's my little version of Florida, look like a 7. That's all right. You know the Florida panhandle. But that's my little Florida. All right. Structural change. Structural change. Next 20 years, folks. You ain't got to believe me now. Structural change. Structural change. All underwater. All underwater. Let's say the universe is shifting. The planet is shifting. The universe is cleansing. The planet is shifting on its pole, on its axis. As I speak, I've been talking and teaching on planetary shift, and they just blocks me. I don't give a fuck no more. This is structural. That's forced change, forced awakening. To wake up one day and what used to be land, and you look out there in your backyard, and you look outside, and you like, the ocean is there for those who survive. That is considered that is considered structural transformation, and can cause a lot of upheaval, tower energy. Personally, look at this, y'all. Politically, look at this, y'all. Systematically, look at this, y'all. And generationally, Uranus likes to stir the pot. So expect the unexpected with this planet. Uranus can also add a quirky, trailblazing, freedom loving vibe to our charts. Uranus changes zodiac signs every approximately 7 years. When Uranus gets to the 11th house, its home house, while Pluto is in its 20-year transit, that's the 7 years of famine. This is going to be the most difficult times of your human experience. I promise you, the whole damn planet. Aquarius, the last one. Unique, fun loving, and independent, and Aquarians. You don't have to be an Aquarius, folks. I'm reading the energy of the 11th house. That's all. Based on the astrological effect of the qualities and the elements of the 11th house. Unique, fun loving, and independent. If you like that right now, that's Aquarian energy. And Aquarius will never be easily pinned down. If you like that right now, you embody an Aquarius energy. You don't have to be an Aquarius. Aquarians love their freedom and can become temperamental if they feel limited. You don't have to be an Aquarius. You just embody this energy. Symbolized by the water barrier, even though it's a air element sign. There's a reason. I used to teach on that. Listen, Aquarians are known for their brilliant minds. That could be you. You don't have to be an Aquarius. And devotion to humanitarian causes. You don't have to be an Aquarius. I'm not an Aquarius. Hell, I've helped humanity causes, the homeless, battered women, the elderly, people in prison as a outreach ministry for years. I'm not an Aquarian, but it's in my chart. In fact, it's my moon. Listen, the crisis that's coming, listen, is where people like me, people like you come in. Aquarians are known for their brilliant minds, meaning that you're a trailblazer. You're coming up with these spiritual, innovational ideas, and you're devoting that to humanitarian causes. They are also excellent problem solvers. You don't have to be an Aquarius. There are plenty of light bulb moments and flashes of sudden inspiration with this fabulous energy. That's the start. So for some, during this his 7 year period of famine that's coming, after 2 years from now, you're going to become known in the spotlight for what you're doing for humanitarian causes, for humanity. Meaning that you've devoted the rest of your life and that energy of helping people to heal, survive crises that are coming. Everybody don't want to do this kind of work. Everybody not called to do this. Everybody has not, y'all like to say, chosen. But we're in the energy, folks, of major transformation. Politically, folks, I just read it to you. Think about the White House. When you see politically, when you see drama, personally, politically, systematically, and generationally. So some of y'all are generational trendsetters and star seeds. You're the one, the ancestor, the living ancestors from ancient times that's here now to complete a soul's journey's purpose. This could be your seventh try. This time, a few of us is going to get it right. And guess what that few is? They call them the 1%ers affecting 11% of the planet. Collectively affecting the whole planet. They're going to be Chinese, Europeans, melanated people of color like me and you. They're going to be Egyptians. They're going to be Japanese, Russians, from all walks of life, from all cultures. That's going to be embodying the same energy of Pluto, Uranus, Aquarius. That's why I don't get caught up into the race shit. Those of us who don't get caught up into the race shit, you're going to be okay. But if you still caught up into the race shit, people say the white man is the white man, that the pink man is the orange man, this here. But if you sit your ass down for a quick minute and be honest with self, The person that betrayed you, broke your heart, stole from you, raped you, murdered somebody you know, whatever you, I guarantee you, they look like you. Waldo and Waldette look like your ass, don't it? Your family look like you don't. So-called frenemies look like you don't. That ex-lover look like you didn't. So why is you racefully blaming some white motherfucker? I don't mean that calling white people that. But just me just being me. Why you gonna blame a white person? Let me say it like that. For the problems in your life. When it's people that look like you in your life. Same with white people. They problems is with mostly white people. Same with Asians. Their problem is mostly with Asians. Same with Africans. Their problem is mostly with Africans. Same with Hispanics. Their problem is with Hispanics. For the most part. However, you got one European. You better be glad that dude is there. Let me say this politically. And not Kamala Harris. Why? Uranus, Pluto, the awakener, forces us to change, right? If Kamala Harris was president, you got a shadow government behind the scenes. You got people behind the scenes running the fucking country like they did the past 4 years. So the universe said, no, we going to allow a 34 count convicted felon, somebody y'all call Hitler, we're going to let him be the head. But if she would have made it, listen, we talking about unexpected change, the awakening. So if we'd have had politically, systematically, Kamala Harris in the White House, she wouldn't have been calling the shots. So the universe dispelled her, not because she was this, that, the other. It wasn't because she was a woman. It wasn't because she was black. This is fate. This is destiny. The universe got it right. Because why? All you see right now is what going on in this country politically is unexpected change. You know, people been waking up and this man did some unexpected changes and they ain't even got no damn job. Listen, how in the hell, listen, this is Pluto now, classic. How in the hell can there be people getting Social Security checks? I talked about this shit months ago. How can people be getting Social Security checks and they're 130, 140, 150, some 260, 160 to 200 years old getting checks? Pluto exposed. And Uranus forces, and Uranus is going to cause unexpected upheaval and chaos. Personally, politically, systematically, generationally. So politically, this dude that was on the FBI most wanted list, take him out by any means necessary. And they couldn't kill him. That's a reason, then. That's a reason. The crisis that's coming 3333, as I say this, it's getting ready to cause massive changes. Spiritually, universally, psychologically, mentally, physically, emotionally. This energy we in right here. What's up, Shamika? Grace. Everybody doing good. Patricia, what's up? Say, God is your shepherd. You shall not fear. Hey, like I say, whatever God up there, people call it though. Y'all better get the calling. But so far, them guys up there is the reason why so-called people have said, my God told me to do this, my God told me to say that. And the whole damn planet right now fucked up, with the exception of 1% of the planet who thinks outside of religion, politics, and shit, social structure. Those free thinkers, free spirited beings. God said, I'm a spirit. You want to worship me? Worship me in spirit. Not with your books, not with your beliefs, not with your so-called truth, because hey, that's just the way it is. I don't want to offend nobody. I'm just coming the way I come. But I'm just saying, nobody has proved that a God in the sky has told them to do shit. If you have, put it out there. You'll be the first person on the planet that can connect you to your God and can prove it. You will be in this Uranus energy, this Aquarian energy, the great awakening, to help everybody wake up and know who the right God is. Ain't no such thing as a right or wrong God. Your God ain't no better than my God. My God ain't no better than your God. I don't even worship gods. My soul don't know Jehovah. It knows of him, but my soul does not tell me you need to deal with Jehovah. My soul doesn't tell me you need to deal with Allah. My soul does not tell me you need to deal with this one. You need to deal with this one. My soul does not tell me that. The universe don't tell me that. Nature don't tell me that. My ancestors don't tell me that. So why would I let somebody like a King James, or why would I let somebody like a prophet, another human, why would I be telling their experiences? Ain't got shit to do with mine. That's their experience. And then for me to go out and say, some God up here put me to sleep and I'm in a dream and told me to do this, or some God showed me this shit. Constantine swore. Why would I say we listened to Constantine that gave you that first version of one named Jesus 325 years after he supposedly had died, and now everybody just hearing about him in 325 AD. So who was he before 325 AD? Now, if you don't want to know, then just say, I don't want to know, Ivory. But if you want to know, go do your research. You want to know the origin of Christianity, Islam, and Judaism? It's there. Speaking of that, let me tell you something. We're in the age of Aquarius, age of awakening. This is a good book. All right. You got paper, ink, paper, papyrus, scrolls, stones. So if I go and copy a story from another paper source, I'm only getting a version. If you want to go back as far as you can. You're gonna have to go back to stone. Anyway, this is a good book. I've read it many times. Got Got all kind of stuff in it. But it's called the Epic of Gilgamesh. And the reason why this book is important, at least for me, is it a lot. We're talking about transformation. The reason why it's important for me, to me, is because for those who believe the Noah story, for me, it's like, quote unquote, that book, the Bible says only 8 souls or 8 people survived the flood, right? This book ain't gonna tell you that shit. This book is not gonna tell you the Epic of Gilgamesh, a story about a man who had 3 sons and they had wives. And they went out and built a boat that was smaller than the Titanic. And then now, here's the future, and we are descendants of this man and his 3 sons. And one of his sons, after the flood, saw him naked, drunk, in a damn tent. And that son got cursed. Well, that's supposed to be our folks. I don't believe that shit. If you still believe in that story, you need to go read the Epic of Gilgamesh. If you believe you are now a descendant of Noah, you need to go read this book. If you believe that Jesus is the Son of God and that God, his daddy, is the Almighty God, you need to go read this book. Now, this is just so happened to be by my guy, Billy Carson. But there's so many books. I personally got this one here because I told him I was going to get it. All right, so then you got the compendium of the Emerald Tablets. And so he takes what I like what Billy does. You got to use your own conscious awareness. You got to use your own intuition. You got to follow your own divine intuition when you read shit. But I'm just telling you. So he take the scriptures like I do. Before, I ain't wrote no book, but I've been talking about this shit for years. But as a former pastor, you just so happen to know. So the story in this book came from these tablets. There's another book. Go out and get it. Some people have, there's so many versions of it, or it's so many of them, different writers. But if you're getting it from the authenticity of its original carvings, meaning in stone, you're okay. All right. So then you got the Book of Enoch. And Western religions, they're afraid of that book. Because if you go and get that book, if you can go and read those ancient carvings in stone, you will realize that all these stories that's been told for the past, I'll give them back to 6,000 years. So if you think, say if I'm a Christian, I used to be one, I'm basically saying that the Adam and Eve story is the truth. That's only 6,000 years, folks. And it came from here, here, here. Them are the only 3 books you need to get started to doing some major awakening information. You start feeding your subconscious. Unlearn a lot of shit that they've been telling us. But it's only a version. It's only a version. Hold on. So they don't even like to tell you no more. Hold on. All right. Let's King James version. That's the new King James version. What? All right? You can start right here. Let me just talk to those of you who are Christians. We talking about transformation here, and I'm done. But I want to show you something. Hold on. Now I got to turn the heat back off. Hold on, folks. It don't take long. It didn't take long, but whoo, hot. I'm gonna show y'all something. I'm gonna show y'all this here. I'm gonna read this here and I'm done. Version. I want to see why is this important. Version. You see that last alphabet V. Version. What does that word mean? Now I can tell you some more meanings, but I'm gonna read to you the European version or Western civilization version of what the word version means, according to the Oxford language. So this would be in Europe. It said version is a noun, a particular form of something differing in certain aspects from an earlier form or other forms of the same type of thing. Let me see, let me read this to you again. A particular form of something. In this book, somebody said they have a form of godliness, but they don't have no power. So a lot of people, like I used to be, running around here talking about, I got the Holy Ghost, I got the Holy Spirit, I got power to trample upon scorpions, to cast out devils. But they not. A particular form of something, a form of godliness, righteousness, whatever, differing in certain respects from earlier forms. So in other words, it's not the original. That's King James' story. That's his version of what he believed the truth was that he allowed to go into a print. And so he has translators, so-called scholars from Oxford University, Cambridge University, to get together to go in, because he had access, because his dad was once the king of Scotland and became the king of England. But we know historically that this man was very rebellious and he was gay. So there's word on the street, historical word on the street, that he had his parents killed. A lot of this is the reason why you had back then the Reformation, the Holy War, or the war between Catholics and Protestants. So you take this individual, King James, he allowed, say, his version of what he calls the truth to come across the ocean, if you will. And these needies or this indigenous on this land didn't know nothing about this damn book. They didn't know nothing about King James. Now this is the only book that most people who was once in their ancestors spiritual, no books, maybe stone, but no books. Believe this version, this story, an account of a matter from a particular person's point of view. That's what version means. He told her his version of events. Damn. Create a new version of something. It's the software for you if you need versioning and group editing. Man, this shit crazy. The manual turning of a fetus and the uterus to make delivery easier. That's a form. It's called what? Cesarean section. Listen, an abnormal displacement of the uterus. The verb meaning of the word version simply means third person. Version, past tense. Versioned, past participle. Version, garud, or present. Create a new version of. It's this. Okay, I read that. Now, it comes from where its origin is Latin, medieval Latin, French, translation late Middle English. That's it. Now, the use over time for these versions goes from 1800 to 2019. 1800 to 2019. So that means before 1800, my ancestors on this land, I don't know where y'all come from, but my ancestors on this land, 1800 to 2019. We just found out about this. And it's sad. Because we have said that King James God, his version, we've agreed, we've accepted that King James God is the number one God on the planet. It has all the power. We have agreed and accepted and believed that King James God told some people from Oxford, from Cambridge, and the Church of England, an offspring of the Catholic Church. These were not renowned men of God. These were not holy men of God. I just said they translated. Listen, you're talking people from Cambridge, professors, translators, or Oxford. They're the ones that gave you this literary in a book, a version of the truth, not the truth. That's their story. So now my ancestors, we're saying that our ancestors said, okay, then nobody wants to say, okay, then since this is only since about 1800, if we can go back to ancient times and find shit and translate shit, find remains of people 1 and 2 million years old, right? Not years old, but from 1 or 2 million years back. Somebody need to come and say, look, let me show you where a God. Let me prove to you where a God, according to King James, told my ancestors on this land that your spirituality or your gods, you can't no longer believe in them because we're bringing you the real God. And you can no longer believe in your God or your spiritual system no more. If you do, we're going to kill you. And I'm out of here. I appreciate everybody stopping by. Listen, this transformation, just to remember now, you got 2 more years, folks, to deal with the shadow side of Pluto. Work on you. Because after that, you're going to have 7 years to where you're going to be forced. You got a little options right now. I promise you, you do. But in a minute, you're not gonna have no. Some people, they ain't got an option right now. If this man, Donald Trump, says if your ass ain't going to work, you ain't getting no food stamps, you ain't getting no welfare check, you ain't getting no EBT, you ain't getting no Section 8. That's unexpected change. That's forced change. What you gonna do? You're gonna go to Washington, D.C., say, give me my goddamn Section 8 voucher back. Give me my damn EBT card. All they gotta do is Elon Musk. They hit it. And they ain't sit there next month. But the ones who's working, let's help them out with some food. Let's help them out with shelter. Let's help them out, give them some startup money for a business. Why? Because they want to work. For those who just sitting there, waiting on a handout from this crooked ass fucking system, this crooked ass damn government, you getting ready to go through some crises. He might be after them Venezuela gangs and these other gangs and these corrupt people from these other countries. Don't you forget that I'm one of the first people who's going to say this here. I've been saying it for years now. At some point in time, your federal government is getting ready to come after gangs, period. Because now people are stepping to the plate. Listen to me. Oh, they will be. And says, wait a minute, Trump, you going out here going after these gangs from other countries. But why you won't deal with these gangs that's been causing so many motherfucking problems in this country? And Trump gonna be like, you know what? You're right. Let's not be racist. And people gonna call him racist because why? He targeting black gang members. He targeting white gang members. He's targeting brown gang members. He going after everything. Not because he want to. It's because you're in Pluto energy. Change is necessary. Change is, I'm telling you, y'all, it's coming. We'll see y'all in the next video. It's 2:45 a.m. God damn, Ivory. We'll see y'all. Peace and blessings.